All right. Hello. Can Okay, good. Good. I have audio on the stream. All right, let's start over again. Hello, welcome to
Hey.
All on the Table RPGs. I am your host, Am, not your game master this week because we are playing Follow, a GM-less game. Uh, with me, playing Lucia and Father Pawlowski, we got Roxy.
Hello.
Playing Blue and Vladimira, we got Maple.
Howdy.
Playing the newly out Catherine and Finley slash me, we got Nobody.
Hello.
And playing Marisol Costa and Kelly, we got Fabi.
Hi, yes, hello. I'm your favorite player of wrestling fishes and puppy girls. It's me. Hi.
So true. It's like
Thank
chocolate and
you.
peanut butter.
Yeah, it's the two flavors. Love. Listen, I know some fish. Anyways, we'll talk about this.
And for this session, for this game, the game of Follow, we're playing my characters. My primary will be Dr. Young, the wolf mad scientist, and Chandra, the mechanic trans bush crocodile woman. All right.
Oh yeah.
So we are playing a game of Follow. This is largely just narration, improv based to try and just cover as much of our bases as possible and get everything in because trying to actually get any kind of character beats in doing mass combat in Mutants in the Now would not be feasible. So
Mutants in the Now has a very neat, very broad character creation process. And that's all I'll say about Mutants in the Now.
I like the combat system once you get the hang of it, but
That's extreme worry combat. I think it's fun combat if you're around an actual table and you can take
yeah.
8 hours pushing minis around. But that's just me. And we are playing one of my favorite games of all time, so I'm very biased.
Yes, we are playing Follow. So
I apologize. I'm gonna be sneaking in food. I'll try to do it on the side because I know some people don't like that. So I'll be over here. If you see me go like this, I'm munching.
all right, so we are doing so in Follow. We have your fellowship. We have already detailed who the characters are. They're mostly characters or PCs and NPCs who have appeared before, except for Vladimira. She's a werewolf. She's a wolf that is now person-like. May or may not be an actual werewolf. We joked about that off screen. I don't know if we're actually going to run with that.
What
See
is
where
a
the night
werewolf,
goes.
really? It's a wolf that transforms, theoretically?
She
What
is
if she's
also a
stuck?
character.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was going to say, what if she's stuck in the middle part of human to werewolf all the time?
The middle finger on Animorphs cover, yeah.
Yeah!
Yes, Vladimira was previously your character in Werewolf the Apocalypse game that three of us were in.
Yeah. Which meant that has happened to her.
Mhm.
She's like if Terry Bogard was like a butch werewolf and a single mom.
Yeah.
And was raising a daughter with Geese Howard.
Does she love her job?
Her job is punching people, so yes.
Yeah. I love Butch Reba that you have created. Butch Werewolf Reba you have created here.
Reba?
Single mom who works too hard. She loves her kids. And so, don't worry about it. I'm too old.
I understood
I'm 32.
I understood the reference.
An old sponge.
I watched too much TV growing up.
Same though.
Work has left CMT on enough times. I've seen Reba reruns.
Reborn was huge in Mexico. I don't know why. It was like in 8 different channels, like in syndication and cable in Mexico. I don't know. I watched way too much.
Believe you,
Reborn.
but that's absolutely wild pick first. I would not have picked that as the sitcom.
I don't know how else I would have watched it. I don't know. It was
That's
huge.
true, yeah. Anyway, so in Follow we have our fellowship, which we have detailed, and the main in it, for everyone's main character, that is their primary PCs from the campaign, they all want something out of the quest, which in this case is the revolution to liberate Bratton, Ontario. We're gonna go around and get everyone to say what their character wants from this. Starting with Lucia.
I think Lucia wants to prove that she can be like a true fighter.
All right, Lucia wants to prove her combat abilities. What does Blue want?
Blue primarily wants to be able to find herself, although part of that is going to include atoning for who she was. So I guess losing her old self.
Right, Blue wants to lose her old self / find atonement. What does Catherine want?
Not to be too cheesy with it, but I think she just wants everyone to be safe.
I mean, that is incredibly in character for her.
Yeah. And what does Marisol want?
Ooh. I was gonna go also for protection in a similar way, but I think what she wants is, I think protection, but like for the community, wants to create a safe community for people. It's like a little bit of protection and a little bit of revenge. She wants the people who hurt people to be punished, but her main focus is protection.
All right, now what two things make our quest difficult? Well, one, the CSIS apparently has a seemingly unlimited number of robots at their disposal, despite of how much those robots seem to cost.
Yeah, that's a
We
pretty
have
big
yet-
one.
We've yet to see them to have any shortage of those. What is this a second thing that they got going for them?
Uh,
That we have against us.
Go for it.
Oh, they have like access in and out of the city.
Yeah, our access to edit. Our access at this point is fairly limited.
They could definitely have more like transportation than us.
Yeah.
The other one we could do would be like they have more organization. We have some, but like the one from the book that kind of fits here is that our people were not united before the oppressors came. They were just people. So like we don't have like a long tradition of like, oh well, obviously we all have been taking care of each other for years, and there's an inbuilt community of like, no, they were just people in the city.
Right, we're not an organization with like an established.
There's no hierarchy. No, it's just like people doing things and being like, this is probably better than the oppressors keeping us down and starting riots.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, then next would be next step is to establish the fellowship. I guess we did that out of order. That's okay. That's not particularly important.
Fine. What we do need is what we want from another one of the main characters here, but they won't give it to us. What I want from you, but you won't give me. And it doesn't have to be straight, just like everyone hits someone different. It's preferred, but if it's like if everyone wants things from Lucia, that can work because Lucia has to want something from somewhere else.
Okay, and this is just your primary. So, all right, I didn't clarify what Dr. Young wanted from the quest.
Oh yeah, you should say what Dr. Young wants.
Is it to get
Dr.
out of
Young
jail?
wants a place where he can like resume his where he can resume his experiment safely. Dr. Young is not a good guy, y'all.
Yeah.
But he's funny.
I know what I want from Dr. Young.
What would Marisol like from Dr. Young?
She wants revenge for turning me into a fish.
That's very reasonable.
I guess I'm surprised. She was just so go with the flow about it at first. I didn't think revenge was in the cards.
Yeah, I will also take a quick screenshot of that part in case y'all are not at that part in the book, and I'll just drop it in our Discord. That's just so it doesn't have to be that, but those are like quick and easy, like one word: support, connection, trust, forgiveness, revenge, love.
Gotcha.
all right. What does? Where's Mobius? There we go.
Yeah, and this is
what-
from another of the main characters.
Yeah. What does Lucia want from one of the other main characters?
I think because Lucia perceives Catherine as like being the most level-headed of the group, Lucia wants from Catherine just like ease of mind.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you picked a bad day for
Reassurance.
that one. She's not doing great.
Yeah.
No, it'll be great. Listen, drama. That's it. That's the show, baby. That's the game.
Exactly. It's something you can't give me.
Yeah, but you won't give me. Yeah, it can be like I want your friendship. I'm like, oh, I have that. Like, what do you want that you can't get?
And what does Blue want from someone?
Marisol invited Blue on a trip to leave Bratton, and with her kind of wanting to find herself, I would say that would be either connections or trust. Probably connections.
Yeah, I think your connections fits very well.
A connection sounds good for that.
Cool.
Right. And what does Catherine want?
I don't know if this is an acceptable answer, but I'm going to try it. So last episode, Catherine did come out, but only to one specific person.
Yeah.
And she was told that she shouldn't come out to anyone else yet because it would be too confusing during the big fight. I think she wants to be seen by everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not quite within the rules, but I think that fits within the spirit.
You could do it of the PCs.
Okay, yeah. Out of the PCs, who would she most want to be seen by?
Yeah, of the PCs, who does she the most would want to come out to?
Most realistically, Blue. I mean, Blue's been her best friend this whole campaign.
So that could be either trust or love, as in, like not romantic, but like love me for who I am, trust me, like support me even.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. All right, we all have our minor characters, and that step, then. All right, then it is time for us to start picking our challenges. We are going to use, I'm going to scroll to the end of the book. We want the... So do we think this is the rebellion or the rebellion or the siege? Or possibly the turf?
I was going off the rebellion because
Yeah.
the goal of the rebellion is to overthrow our oppressors.
Yeah,
That seems
And
rough.
that feels the closest one.
all
To be
right.
fair, they don't have to be a specific rebellion.
No, they don't have to be the
If-
ones. I'm just
yeah.
it's not. It just
Yeah.
has a convenient list of
Yeah.
challenges to us to use as a baseline here.
Yeah, I was going to say one of the alternate settings for the rebellion is kids fighting bullies. So like it's kind of like the vibe of like overthrow our oppressors, and we have like very clear oppressors at this point.
Yep. All right. Then yeah. So then we could refer to the list of challenges on page 68.
I will also post
the
them
PDF?
in the Discord.
Yes. Thank you,
Make
Patty.
things easy for everyone.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Boop. And then I just go over here and boop. Should be there.
All right. So does anyone have a thought on what should be our first challenge? We are going to
Yeah.
have 3 of them for the course of this game.
Mm-hmm. And like usually you want to leave like it doesn't need to be like the third one is the biggest one, like you win or lose, but you can kind of like set up like, okay, think about it like in a play or a movie. What's our first act? And then your second act and your third act. And even if you lose the third act, there is a chance you can still win. You can not complete the third challenge, but you did enough in the other challenges that maybe it's not an overwhelming victory, but you survive. But yeah.
Yeah, if we want to set the clock back a little bit and like overlap with the end of last session, we could start with rally the people to our cause.
That's what I was gonna think of. Rally the
makes
people
sense,
to our
yeah.
cause. Yeah, make connections, talk to people.
Like, not
Yeah.
for nothing. I think we have like 8 people inside Bratton right now.
Yeah. Yeah, we have the PCs, the secondary PCs, and like 5 to 10 people inside Bradley, and then the people from outside.
Yeah. So then, well, I guess then that who would like to take the first scene of rallying the people?
So the way this works, because most people haven't played, is
Yeah.
that we are gonna do. We'll see how many. It depends on the vibe. But it's like if you have an idea for a scene of like, usually with your main character, but also with your secondary character, you'll be like, okay, cool. I would like my character to be talking to these people, or I would like my character after we talk. Let's say we went to the hospital and talked to all the doctors. And we don't need to do the scene where we talk to the doctors if we don't want to. We can have like, let's say Marisol and Blue walking back from the hospital, talking about did we convince people or do you think we convinced people? We don't know if we succeeded during the scenes. We're just setting up what we did to see if we can succeed. If that makes sense. But if no one has one, I'm okay with the one that I said if Blue is up for it. Because I think Blue had connections. She snuck into the hospital the one time. You at least know how to get there. In the hospital is someone you would want, at least in Marisol's head, you would want the people in the hospital to be on your side. So that when you show up with injured people, they'll take care of them and not immediately turn them over.
Got some good news and bad news about Blue's connection with the hospital, which is why I think this is going to be fun. Let's do it.
Cool. So, do you want to do it as us on the way there? Or do you want to do it us talking to some doctors and the rest of the players can play them? Or do you want to be like, we did it, and then we'll talk about what happened? Like, and you can introduce things like, oh, they treated us this way, they treated us that way, etc., etc.
I was thinking arrival at the hospital, because we are dealing with the Blue Cobalt Apology Tour.
Oh, hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
So let's say it's like right right outside the hospital. Like we made our way there, Jim and me. If anyone else wants to be in the scene, they can. Either primary character, secondary. You can be here from the beginning or at any point. If you think your character will be like, in my character barges in, you can. Or if you want to play, these are all things you're allowed to do in this game. If you want to play one of the doctors or the nurses, even if we're not saying like, oh, nobody, you play this doctor. If you're just like, I think a doctor here would say this, then you can jump in there. It's very open like that.
Okay.
But yeah, in that case, if it's just you and me, I think if you haven't said anything, I think Marisol's very excited, very like, yes, this is gonna be easy. The doctors are here to help people. This is a big thing that we need to get done. And I think she's like, okay, so I know you snuck in last time and you mentioned something, so you have like connections here, right? Do we like go through the back like you did? Do we go through the front? Do we call someone so they let us in? How do you want to do this?
We should probably go in the back.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't know if I'm officially banned.
Banned.
But
Saying you're not. Did they like suggest it? Did they read you a trespass act?
they didn't. I just went through security to
Okay.
apologize to Samantha.
Okay.
And then Samantha had guns pulled on me.
Well,
They're gonna remember me.
I'm sure they will. So who should we be talking to then? Should we? Okay. So the game plan. We're gonna go in. Do we go to like the nurses' station? Do we try to get to the directors of the hospital? I really thought you had more in, but that's fine. That's fine. I'll be okay.
I mean, from the looks of it, they haven't done anything to like patch up where I broke in at. If I could just talk to the doctors,
Okay.
I am sure we would be a reasonable duo to be able to explain the need for them to be able to have open beds.
Yeah. Reasonable. Sounds good.
It wasn't my fault I had guns drawn on me last time. If there aren't guns already, then they're probably going to want to make sure that more of that doesn't happen, right?
Yeah. You can say like you're trying to prevent that. You can explain that this is not what you want. This is not your goal. You don't want to endanger people. You want to help people, and that's why we're doing this. And that's why their cooperation is necessary and important.
Yeah, they don't want to deal with kill drones.
Yeah, we could even mention maybe stationing some people here to prevent that. Having not some of the big guns, but having some bodies here that can keep the kill drones away.
Do we know any snipers?
Patients. I'm sure we probably do. I'm sure someone. We should really do inventory. I'm sure someone from the community is probably a sniper.
I mean,
there are at least definitely hunters in town.
Yeah.
Classic small town sniper, you know.
Yeah, or like from the outside the fence, all those forest snipers.
Yeah. Archers? They're all over the place in the forest.
Archers. There's definitely some sort of archer there.
Yeah. We're sold.
Okay. So we go in. You tell them that you apologize. You explain that we're trying to prevent something like that from ever happening again, and to do that, we're going to get rid of the feds, get rid of the oppressors, and we won't push anything, but we'll suggest that if they wanted to, we could have people here to protect staff and patients from the killbots.
Affirmative.
So yeah, unless you want to play talking to one of these doctors and we can have someone play them, we can also just leave it there and we will learn how that went with the draw.
I would be happy to jump in as a doctor if you want
Yeah.
to play that out. Otherwise,
Hell yeah.
Okay. Are you like right as we open the back door? Are you just like
Yeah, I think she's on her way out. She's like 4.5 feet tall. She's pretty short. She's a seahorse woman. And,
every time
like,
every time you make a character, I'm like
like you can tell she's got a pack of cigarettes in her hand. She was just about to head out the back for a smoke break, and then she sees you and just sort of, okay, what is it this time?
Hi there.
I would like to make an apology.
Yeah. So, hi, I'm Marisol. I represent a group of both citizens and other members of the community who are trying to keep the community safe and protected. And to do that, we believe that expelling the oppressors, the feds, and making sure there's no killbots in the city is the best way to do that. And my friend Blue here would like to apologize about their past behavior and explain how they plan to make amends.
Yes, so through our actions, we are hoping to be able to prevent further damage done to this hospital by CSIS. They are armed with machinery that should not exist in this time, but I don't think that if people are... I'm not under any NDA. They have robots. Gatling robots.
You must have
And-
seen them around town. They're death bots, I believe they call them, which is a little bit on the nose if you tell me killbots.
I've heard people talking about them, yeah. Haven't
Yeah,
seen them, but
we wanted to see if there was any beds open that we could be able to use to treat people.
Yeah.
As we believe that CSIS may be on the move after the disappearance of Samantha Copeland, agent of CSIS.
We want to make sure that the hospital is made aware that is the stream still on or is M gone?
The stream's still
Looks like
on.
M's gone.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on a second. I just lost internet connection on my phone, which was being used as my camera because my webcam was being silly.
Okay.
We're trying to
Fun.
reconnect.
This way I know at what point if the stream is working.
Just keep
Oh, yeah.
your scene going. I'm not even in this one.
Yeah.
I will fix myself here.
So yeah, I think Marisol is like, okay, so there's a hospital. This is a place where you treat people who are hurt or sick or injured. We want to help you keep doing that. So we want you to be there to help people that might get hurt during the upcoming conflict, but also
Okay.
we would like to help if you accept it
There we go.
to have some members of our community be here to protect the hospital against any sort of flying robots or armed people. Only if that was okay with you, of course. With the hospital.
Do you have hospital snipers?
No, that's a joke. It's an internal joke we made. Don't worry about no snipers.
They don't do that.
No, the hospital does not have snipers.
I mean, we used to have security, but ever since... We've got like 10 doctors left in this whole hospital. All the ones who didn't mutate got dragged out of town.
Wow.
It kind of sounds like you are doing a thing that I personally approve of, but cut it. I mean, if people are gonna get, I don't know if we have the manpower to take care of.
We might be able to help there. We have members of community who aren't fighters, but might be able to help as, they're not trained doctors, but to help as help the nurses assistants do things that if you need someone to carry this thing over here, to move things over here, to talk to people, to take notes, we could provide that for you.
The family is bound to have somebody who could be able to assist in some form of creation.
I think she just sort of points her cigarette at you and goes, no, absolutely not.
I agree
Last time
with
you came in here talking about them, things went to shit. So,
Blue. I think the family is better left in other parts of this conflict and away from the hospital. We have other connections, Doctor. We are in contact with a community across the bay that has a lot of people with a lot of different skills, and they are willing to help. They are people like you and me who have been affected by this, but the government hasn't helped them, hasn't done anything for them.
I think she makes a face at you that you're pretty sure is her cocking an eyebrow, but it's hard to tell because seahorses don't have those. So,
Mentally, not out loud, she's like, is this because it's a fish thing? A trans thing? Did she just like clock her? Oh, God.
so,
Fish to fish. No, she would not say that.
This other community of yours, what kind of... If what I'm hearing is right, there's going to be a big mess today. You'll need field personnel. Most of our doctors aren't, field medics. We got a couple EMTs still on staff. They could probably help out. Anything?
I think if as long as you all focus on the hospital and we can help bring them in and leave that to you all, we can help with the transportation and the moving of people. Just be ready and be willing to take in people as they come. That's all we ask.
I mean, yeah. That's not even a question.
Yeah, if some field medics want to come out, we're not asking you to do this. If they want to come out and bring people in, or if they want to come out and be there, they're more than welcome to. But all we want is to know that if people get hurt, there's going to be a place for them. And if you want our help, we can have not just security people here, but people helping with more mundane tasks to make sure you're taking care of the patients.
Yeah, okay. That would be... If this breaks bad, we're going to need a lot of hands, so... yeah.
Yeah.
I'll pass the word around
worry.
and see what folks are willing to do, but I can't make promises. I don't speak for the whole hospital.
No, we understand, and we're incredibly grateful. Here's my number if you need to get a hold of me, and I will, before anything else, once we have the people here, I'll send them your way in case you would like any help. Come on, Blue.
Okay.
You and your arms just grab like two of them, starts pulling.
We're gonna get this figured out.
Yep.
And Blue
I
is
think
pulled.
as you leave, she just sort of mutters, okay, well, I guess I better go to the call room and get some sleep while I can.
Oh, baby. I love her.
Yeah.
Oh, Blue.
I have a
Blue.
thought for a scene. While we are
Yeah?
rallying people, Dr. Young has still been detained. I
Okay.
think someone needs to come and get him out.
Interesting.
I think it would be real fun if it's Vladimira, who's like, just the other wolf person.
Okay.
I didn't want to say it, but yeah. So should Vladimira be like breaking
that's
in to get Dr. Young out, or just be a separate wolf person breaking out who just sees another wolf?
Yeah, since we didn't actually establish you last time, it could be either way. Which do you think?
Yeah, I'll say she's breaking out. She is also being kept at this not quite black site.
So none of the PCs have been aware of it. Where Dr. Young was being detained is like just outside of the fence line in Bratton. There's a small group of there's a small old jail that has been converted, has been put back into use, where they've been detaining mutants that they feel like are actual threats and that they don't want in the main city. And yeah, I think that's where Dr. Young has been detained. And yeah, Vladimira, who now Dr. Young is like a 6 foot tall wolf person. I'm
Mhm.
If we're assuming Vladimira is the same size she was in Werewolf,
Mhm.
she is like 10 to 12 feet tall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, just a quick question for continuity's sake. How
Yeah.
how closely are we tying this to the werewolf game? Is this literally the same person, or is this an AU version?
I
was
don't think we
thinking-
should like dwell too much on the werewolf connection, regardless, because the audience and Fabi weren't there for that.
Yeah.
I think it could be a fun little headcanon for us to play with and to leave terrifying implications for the rest of the story's lore. That World of Darkness may or may not be happening.
Yeah. Keep it vague. Yeah.
Yeah. So
The sweeping implications for this world, if it is set in the same continuity as a werewolf game, is insane. But
All right.
it's very good for the werewolf game because it means Vladimira survived.
Hell
the way
yeah.
that game ended, that was in doubt.
Yep.
So,
All
anyways,
right.
yeah. So you are just like, you're big and strong enough. You could pretty much like, honestly, I'm not even sure how they got you here, but they did, and you're just ripping out the bars, and he sees you when you're going by. And it's like, hey.
Oh, somebody like me. Hey, hey, little guy.
Looks up at you and it's like, sure. Hey, can you get me out of here?
Yeah, just hang on. Vladimira looks for like a killbot that she had already broken on the way here, and just like slams the bars with it.
Yeah, no, that easily breaks the bars enough that he could crawl through. And it's like, that's.
Hey, they got
Honestly,
you too.
Yeah, I was hoping to get a word with one of the. I was hoping that when they took me, I'd get a word with one of their agents, but he then disappeared. So I'm at a loss. I don't know what's happening. Things have gotten crazy since then. We need to get out of here. Get into the town.
Sure. Which town are we in?
Oh, we're in Bratton in Ontario.
Gotcha.
You have no idea where that is, do you?
How did I end up in Canada? Anyway, let's go. She attempts to pick up Dr. Young to put him on her back.
Yeah, I guess he's gonna let you. He's got no issue with that, and yeah, honestly, he does. At some point, he does stop you, and it's like, here, let me off. I want to grab something, and goes to one of the kill bots you broke, and like takes off the machine gun takes off the machine gun arm and is like carrying it. It's like, okay, and it gets back on your back with a machine gun.
So you could just use one of those? That's wild. I'm sorry,
not
I'm just
most.
really curious about all of this.
If you know how to take it, if you could figure out how to dismount it properly, and you just did most of the hard work.
Oh, this wasn't hard work. The only reason I'm here is because I was sleepy.
You are a fascinating specimen. My name is Dr. Young. What's yours?
Vladimir Rezek.
It's pleasure to meet you, Vladimira. We should get it. We should get into back into town before. I have a feeling things are going to start getting very hectic soon. We should try and rally with the other mutants.
Gotcha. Mutants.
I think that's a reasonable part to cut it, so we don't have to actually get into. Hey, are you a werewolf or not?
Yeah, I mean, even if we ignore that possibility,
Well, yeah, no, you are a mutated wolf, not a person, so you might not have words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just woke up here one day. She just also happens to be Lady Domitresque size.
Yeah, no, you are full loop Garu. You are full loop Garu.
I thought it was a mutant.
I am referring to Loup Garou in the terms of the French werewolf, which in the stories is just freaking massive.
Valid. Also, I forgot that on her character sheet, I called her Wary Bogard.
That is what you wrote for your concept on the werewolf sheet, yes. Okay, now, does anyone else have it? Does anyone else have a scene? Do we have a scene for Lucy or Catherine?
Yeah, I could probably. I should have been thinking while you guys were doing this. How about this? I'm thinking. I guess this scene is in between get the weapons we need and prevent a schism in the rebellion, but I'm thinking like the outside community has brought in a bunch of weapons, and there is like a disagreement on how much violence we should be using.
That's one we can do for later if you want, or if you want to flavor it in like still rallying people, this could work. So that we keep it in this same challenge, if that makes sense.
That's true. We can save that for later.
Yeah, like you're rallying the people. Like, hey, are we fighting? Are we bringing people? Yeah, that could work.
I guess. Yeah, I mean, I guess it would probably make more sense to.
I have a suggestion for something that Lucia might be doing.
Yeah.
Just because you are like one of the more combat inclined people that's been established, you might just be like going around and like assessing like the people who have volunteered. It's like, oh, okay, what can you do? What are you good for? And
that's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, like Calvin could be there too, and like Calvin's being more like a voice of like a more like compassionate thing where you're like all more like, oh well, what no, we actually you're being more practical and hard edged on this.
Yeah, I like that.
Sorry, Catherine. I said Calvin. I am sorry. I am dead naming the goose.
Please do not do to the goose.
It's okay in
I like
this
that.
specific
Maybe
instance
after
because
the
no
last-
one knows
last
yet.
Last session, I believe we left Lucia on her tearful reunion with her parents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So maybe after that, she kind of like gives herself a little like come on, and then starts going like door to door around the town.
Honestly, that's very much kind of what I was thinking for Catherine too, because like only the people who were in the bar knew that this was going to happen. We don't really have any kind of organized system, so I was kind of thinking that she'd just be like trying to warn people that this is going to go down if they want to hide and bunker in.
Yeah, I have a feeling that maybe we sent word through a phone or something to the community outside, but the town itself, we haven't like. It would be a good scene to have these two characters who are in the community be like, "Hey, so."
Yeah, so I could be like a random person whose house you're going up to.
Yeah,
I can also volunteer.
I guess the other possibility, rather than going door to door,
Uh-huh.
is there anywhere in town that people still meet up? I mean, the bar is basically the only meeting point we have.
Is there
that's not
like
Andres Mechanics shop?
Is it well? It might be the mechanic shop, but is there like? Because I always assume it was big. But is there like a community center? And this could be like you've already talked to people and you told them
Oh,
to
yeah.
meet you at like this rec center,
Yeah,
and now
like there's
you're
a
here to do the big speech.
yeah, there's the community center. It's got a pool and an ice rink and some, it's got
It has
those stuff for
two
community events.
dumbbells.
Yeah. It's where Calvin
So-
would have played. It's where Catherine would have played hockey when she was younger.
yeah.
So does that work for Catherine and Lucia? That you talk to the people and now you're here to like talk. It was like you told them all to come here if they were interested in this, and now you're here to actually really like explain and be like, this is what we want from you. This is what we would like from you.
Yeah. I like that.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Cool. The beauty of this game is that we can just say something happened and it happened. We don't have to, as long as we're all in agreement with the idea, we can just like, oh, this happened. Now let's deal with the fallout of it. So in this scene, it's gonna be Catherine and Lucia. Are you like in a little stage, or is this just like in the middle of like probably not the hockey rink, but like maybe a basketball court?
I was gonna say yeah. It's like a basketball court. Maybe like Lucia is standing on the bleachers while everyone else is kind of like.
They've got one of those like portable speakers that you roll around with a crappy microphone plugged in that no one can understand what you're saying.
With like a, yeah. And yeah, I think Lucia is just sort of like kind of talking in like and being like, I appreciate all of you showing up. It's going to be a very important job we have in front of us very, very soon. I just want to sort of assess and divvy up jobs because everyone's participation is going to be very crucial. She points at like I don't know. Say a, I don't know, name an animal. I'm forgetting what animal I've ever known.
The random animal generator says hippopotamus.
Okay, yeah, she points at a hippopotamus gentleman and was like, "You, what is your history with how physically fit would you say you are?"
Oh well, I'm all right, I suppose. I mean, I worked at the factory. I'm reasonably strong, and this hasn't hurt.
Perfect.
Like, just gestures to like the fact that he's got limbs the size of tree trunks now.
Yeah. Here's perfect. You can help us. You can help us move cargo. You points at a snake.
Oh, God.
What can you do? What physical skills do you have?
Size can slither a lot. I don't get tired. I can carry things if you like strap them at me.
You can also move cargo. Uh, you,
Aardvark.
Aardvark, last in the back. What have you got?
Got a library card.
Great. Bunch of soldiers.
A well-read individual can help us immensely. You can help communicate. You can help suss out information on the enemy. How much do you know about computers?
Not a ton, but I do read a lot of books about the Civil War, so maybe I could, like emplacements and stuff.
You can
The
help
American Civul War. Sorry, I should clarify that because we're in Canada.
us.
Canada has. We can't really still call out the Civil War just because Canada hasn't had one of its own yet.
You can
Yeah,
help us.
Quebec or Alberta will eventually. Well, I Quebec or Alberta will eventually.
You can help us develop tactics. And I think she keeps going on like this with everyone who's all lined up. There's probably like a couple dozen people here. Not like definitely not army size, but enough to form some sort of solid.
I think as you're going down the list, Kelly gets in front of you and salutes and and kind of like winks at you, like reporting for duty, ma'am.
It's a pleasure to meet you. What is?
No, I mean Kelly, your girlfriend, Kelly, my second character. Yeah,
yeah.
Kelly's like, hey, man, pleasure to meet you. I'm here to enlist.
It's great to have you here. I already am well familiar with your talents, of course.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be rather dangerous, but you can really hold your own in a fight, and you're a skilled communicator. I think it's going to be. You can join me on the front lines of the battle.
Right, we're dangerous. Okay, I see. I
This is incredibly unfair to have Fabi take my NPC. She's just so much better at flirting than me.
I have a lot of experience.
Hey.
On the internet, I mean, in podcasts, I mean.
If I may interject something, I think setting up this meeting, you're kind of expecting Calvin to be there with you to help you with this whole thing, and he just didn't show up.
Oh, baby.
Oh,
There's been no word. You don't know what he's doing, but he's not there, and I think that's why you ended up with just the microphone by yourself.
Oh.
where is Catherine then?
Hiding in the bathroom crying.
Mood.
Baby.
As you do before a
Yeah,
fight.
no, I've done that. Did that earlier today. Yeah, no, I get it.
I think Chandra's gonna go looking for you, because Chandra would have been there with the volunteers and know that you should have been more prominent spot. So, Catherine, are you in here?
I shouldn't have done this to myself. Now I have to try and figure out how to do crying in the goose voice.
The Canadian Coos voice.
Just keep adding more elements. Surely this won't be more difficult.
Just think of a very sad goose.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, did I start already?
Yeah, Lucia's out there talking to the volunteers.
And she just cannot bring herself to swear, even now.
Oh.
So she just sits on that shh for a long time before turning it into a shoot.
It's like a sweet cinnamon roll. Oh. Yeah, Chandra.
Sorry.
It's okay. This about what we talked about yesterday?
Maybe a little. And also just everything, you know.
It's a lot, yeah.
I don't know how to do this.
What do you mean? What do you mean you don't know how to do this? You've been doing this the whole time. It's, I guess like more violent now, but you're still like being the person who's bringing the community together, like doing the jobs that need doing. It's what you've been doing the whole time.
I mean, I can fix an engine or carry someone's laundry in, sure, yeah, no problem, but I don't know how to be a figurehead of a rebellion against the government. I think I'm still technically their employee somehow. I don't know. I'm not scared of going out there and fighting. I'm scared of what happens if I do that and what comes next. I don't know.
I mean, when you got on your in one of the planes, you're a test pilot. You can't be thinking about you can't be like dwelling on what might happen in the future. You just got to take it one step at a time. And maybe you look at this like that.
Sorry, still haven't quite gotten over my cough from last couple of weeks. The thing is about being a pilot is that you know what's going to happen every step of the way. Because unless someone just royally screws up and, I don't know, say bribes government officials to mess up your plane for some reason, just to like cut costs, that sort of thing, unless that happens, you know what's going to happen. There's a defined procedure, there's steps, there's... Alright, yeah, sure, it's thrilling to hit Mach 7 or whatever, but, there's a checklist that you hit. And we don't have that right now, and I don't know how to go off script.
I mean, you've been off script for like 6 months now, and I think it's starting to catch
Yeah,
up
and
to
it
you.
sucks. It's awful.
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with that, but
Okay. I don't. I don't know. I feel like this is too much, but I guess it's happening either way. So. Why does everything have to happen? Why can't things just not happen? That would be so much better.
I mean, that'd be easier, but I don't know if it'd be better.
Yeah, okay. You got me there.
Like we just
Alright.
went through a long time of things not happening right before they all started happening all at once.
Yeah, I suppose that's true enough. Okay. I guess I probably missed the meeting. Um where to next, I guess.
Um, I mean, I guess we go. Let's go talk with Lucia, find out what she knows, and we'll go from there.
Alright.
You
Thanks
wanna
for coming to
end
find me.
oh, sorry.
She offers a hand out to help you get up back to your feet.
He'll take it and spend a moment like just trying to blot tears with paper towels. It doesn't work super well because feathers are weird and
Birds aren't even supposed to have tear ducts. You have these left from being human, and it's weird.
Mhm.
Right, and I think that's the end of that. And
I
do
think
our
that's good for the first challenge. Yeah.
yeah, that is a scene for every character. So I think we are doing our time to do the draws. So everybody, you all have an item. You all have a red card and a red thing and a white thing.
I have a red thing and a black thing.
Oh, I thought it's
I can
supposed
go
to
get
be.
the white thing.
I also somehow misread white as black, so
I think I accidentally said black
I
at the
think
end of
you
last
said
section
black.
because I forgot what the book said.
You're
I didn't have the
fine.
You
book at the
definitely
time.
did, but it's fine.
I have a napkin.
Good enough. All right. And I forget this actually involves multiple things, but it's fine. We'll just work through it. All right. Every character, if your main character is unhappy with the path the Fellowship has taken, hold 1 redstone. If your main character actually wants the quest to fail, hold 2 redstones. Otherwise, hold no stones. Everyone, take a moment to consider your answers to those questions.
So,
And then,
reminder: one red if your character's unhappy. 2 red if your character actively wants this to fail. Nothing if neither of those things.
all right, Dr. Young is holding no stones. Lucia,
or no,
no stones. Blue, no stones. Calvin is unhappy but does not want it to fail. Catherine is unhappy but does
stone?
not want it to fail. And Marisol, no stones.
Yeah. So
All
that's
right.
2 stones, right? 2 red stones.
One
Oh.
redstone.
Oh, one. I thought your doctor had done
Oh,
one.
Dr.
Too.
Young is happy with how things are going and does not want it to fail at this juncture.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, he made a giant new friend and broke out of jail and got a machine gun. Things are going great for Dr.
Yeah.
Young.
All right, there are first there's one white and one red stone added to the thing, and then we add the one for that
Okay, so we currently have 2 red and
and
one
one white in here.
Cool.
Or purple and green because I don't have enough red. I don't have enough red and white
That's
dice.
fine. I'm keeping a tally because that will be important later.
Yep. Now each player takes one white and one red. As a player, do you think the Fellowship did what is necessary to succeed in the challenge? Hold white if yes, red if no.
Sorry, say that again.
As a player, do you think the characters, the Fellowship, did what's needed to succeed in the challenge? And reminder, the challenge was
To rally the people.
to rally the people. Rally the
Right.
people to our cause. If you
Now,
think
how
they
broadly do
succeeded, you hold white. If you think they did, you as a player, if you don't think they did enough, you hold red.
Well, I guess just how broadly does that work, right? Like,
Yeah,
if
you get to
one
interpret
person,
that.
say, fell down on the job, is that
Yeah.
enough to poison the well, or?
So,
I mean,
so
do you feel like it is? That's up to you. That is entirely
That's up to
subjective
you.
and on you.
So the way it works is not a straight up vote for the record. We're gonna put all these stones are gonna go in a bag, and then randomly we're gonna get one out. So even if we all went white, there's still red from the
There's still
beginning.
yeah.
There's currently 2 red. So follow your
Okay.
heart. Like, do you think, based on the scenes we saw, is this enough to rally the people to your cause? It's close. I'm gonna go for white.
I'm learning a lot from reading the back of the Space Jam DVD case.
Space Jam DVD. Space Jam DVD. I believe that's white. Nobody.
Sure is.
Okay, that's
the red
5 white stones. So total of
God.
6 white stones and 2 red stones. 33% chance of failing. I believe that's the odds. No, that's
Yeah.
not correct. 20%, no. 25? 25%.
Pretty good.
I'm so good at math, y'all. That's why I'm pretty.
2, 3, 4,
are pretty.
and 5.
Played enough Zero Escape to know math is probably not my strong suit.
So 2 and 6. This is decent odds.
And yet we all picked the hobby where we roll dice and calculate probability.
No dice, no masters, baby.
Yeah,
All right,
I don't-
we got a white.
hell yeah.
That means we succeeded. Do you pick
But,
1
right.
or 2? I can't remember.
Start with no stone, add one white for.
I think you picked 2.
Oh, that's the third challenge. I'm looking
Yeah,
at the wrong page
yeah.
here.
So yeah, for the
Stones to be
first
tough without looking, draw one stone and reveal it, then draw and reveal a second. So
Yeah.
first is
You
a
do
white.
2.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
So
second
now
white.
there's- Okay, 2 whites. That's
Two white.
the highest success we could have.
Yes. All right.
Hell yeah.
Describing the outcome table. What page is that on? Describe the outcome. Here we go. 2 whites. You win the challenge. Yeah, we have successfully rallied the population to us.
So we have done it. We for the rest of this game, we are going to presume, because we succeeded this, that the people of Bracton, I can't pronounce things today, are behind us. At least the general populace. The most of them are. There's probably some sympathizers, but like the most people want this to happen.
Mhm.
That's what we have established now.
All right. So we need to figure out our next challenge.
So I would like to pitch, now that I understand better how the game works,
Mhm.
Yes.
I would like to pitch prevent a schism in the rebellion.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Do you want to talk about what the idea you have there? What do you think the schism would be?
I think the like I said before, I think the nomadic community has brought in weapons, and there is a disagreement about how much violence we should be using.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Interesting.
I think I have an idea for like a character that would like rabble rouse, I guess. Like see this and like be the centrist who's like violence.
Okay, so Roxy, do you want to start do you have an idea for the first scene for this challenge?
I think I think it would probably just be something like they start handing out
Mhm.
they start handing out like assault rifles and shit to like these like the regular
Yeah.
townsfolk, and a few people are like, hey, I don't know about this one. Like,
So my question would be like, is Lucia handing out these weapons?
I don't think Lucia is personally,
Mhm.
but she's like maybe she's helping.
Yeah. So like a good way to think about this is like, how's your character reacting?
Yeah.
to
What
this?
side of this
Yeah, what
conflict is your
side is
character
each
on?
of your characters? Are they handing out weapons? Are they being like, why the hell are you handing out weapons? Are they being
I think
centrist? Or think about that. What's your character doing in this situation?
yeah, I think Lucia is uh in the past she would have been anti-weapon due to her personal warrior's pride, but in this moment she is like, I have to put that aside. We have to like take any we have to take all measures we possibly can, and so she is helping. She's like, we should use these dangerous weapons.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think Marisol is definitely like helping and being very like, have you used a firearm before? Do you
Yeah,
know how to use a safety to people and that? She's
yeah,
also being very much like, okay, let's do a quick training on these. But
yeah,
like, yes, we're arming. I always say Steve or Joe. We're arming the water buffalo bartender. If he
yeah,
wants
yeah.
to, Steve Joe, my favorite character. How about everyone else? I am very curious how Catering and Blue are reacting to people being trained on firearms use.
I think I have a scene in mind for this. Yeah.
Okay, we can start with that.
And yeah, so I think in that case, what I've got in mind would basically just be because she has not come out to anyone, I'm going to refer to her as Calvin in situations where
Yeah.
I think people would assume that that's who she is. So I think, Lucia, the scene would probably start with you working this distribution and helping, and Calvin just sort of shows up by your side. And, like, where was he earlier? Who knows? No word on that, but he just sort of shows up, and, so, this is where we're at now, huh?
It's where we've been at since they started shooting at us themselves.
Well, I gotta say, I really did not expect this from you, considering how hard you took it, when you punched a guy to death. You really want to put that on everybody else?
It's that or we. I mean, it's that or we lie down and die. They've got kill bots.
I don't see why that's such a big deal. We've been trashing killbots with sticks and fists for 2 weeks.
Yes, but none of these people aren't trained combatants like we are. They don't have lifetimes of.
I'm not a trained combatant. I play hockey.
You're you have military experience. These
I
are
mean, okay, technically yes, but I don't. It's like I haven't been running around with a gun shooting people.
my point is you've honed your body. You've trained. These Joe the bartender hasn't trained.
Okay, Joe, like, yeah, make sure the safe. No, do not point it at me. Okay, yep. Make sure the safety's off. Okay, no, yeah. And this is how we put it apart. Okay, we'll disarm this.
And so you think
From
it's
the background,
safer...
Marisol, it's going great.
And so you think it's safer to put firearms in the hands of a bunch of people who haven't trained with them, then?
Though, I mean, I don't like it. I don't think it's. I like. Things are gonna get ugly, but we need numbers. We need power, and if we just go running, if we just go running punching guys, and they are, they're gonna escalate their forces. They're gonna like they're gonna start being ready for us. Sure, like they're definitely aware that we have done the damage we've done already. We've got to match, or at least get close to matching their level of power.
You know, I can't say that I think I agree with that. No. I mean, call me naive, but so far, they send stuff after us and we rebuff. They're not expecting an attack. We bring down that Killbot factory, and they're sitting ducks, for lack of a better expression. I just, this doesn't have to be a battle. We're just pushing them out here.
I guess not. I want to minimize the civilian casualties as much as possible. And if we've all agreed we're all working together on this, I don't want the innocent people who have been forced into this conflict to just get shot defenselessly.
I mean, yeah, no, I don't want that either. But I just don't feel like putting guns in the hands of folks who have never used them before is a good way to keep people from getting shot.
You might be right.
You're coming at this though with the. Sorry, this is out of character. You're coming at this with the memory of what happened to like most direct memory of what happened to Kelly. You were the one who's like the one person who's actually gotten seriously injured in all of this.
It just cuts to Kelly like loading a shotgun or a rifle, waving.
Yeah, I think I think uh, I think I think I think Lucia does look over at Kelly and then looks back at Calvin's like, but I mean, I saw how viciously they got Kelly, and who's to say she wouldn't have gotten out of that unscathed if she had more weapons to defend herself.
I guess I just... In that fight, you and Dr. Zhang both killed people by mistake. And you're, like, the most highly trained person here. And he, I assume, knows what he's doing with that fancy sci-fi gear of his that he built. And I just... we're not gonna win allies in the outside world by killing a bunch of people. A riot's one thing, but if we have a lot of deaths on our hands, this is only gonna get worse.
Yeah, no. You're right. I wish I knew a better way of solving.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you there. Maybe we just focus for now on keeping the weapons in the hands of folks who know how to use them.
Fair point.
Bartender Joe revolver oscillating in the background. You just have to give him the right weapon.
Yeah. It's a natural kid.
Yeah, he knows how to use a revolver. He didn't know how to use a 9mm. It's fine.
I'd like a scene with Dr. Young and Blue.
Cool.
Dr. Young is going to start distributing behind the Lucia and Catherine's bag, is going to start distributing high-powered sci-fi laser weapons.
Gonna give this man a wedgie.
Doctor?
Oh, good. I was hoping to find you, Blue. Yeah, he passes you what is obvious. It looks like a plastic toy gun, but till you actually hold it, and it's like, oh no, this is heavy and has weight behind it, and oh, this is probably a sci-fi laser. This is probably some kind of sci-fi gun.
Doctor, what does this do?
Concentrated plasma burst. You basically like your regular, basically better version of the revolver you already have.
Okay. So what are we doing with these? Are we
Just anyone you think would benefit from having a better gun. Let's get these out. Let's get these out to the people. You've been part of you've been here helping Catherine and I am what was her the boxing Lucia, that was her name. I only met her I only really met her the once. Anyways, just
you had her beat the shit out of me in the ring.
Yeah, that is what happened. Boy,
So, how well tested are these? I'm not against the idea of arming the populace, but I
mean,
I understand.
They are completely stable. They have done well in laboratory tests. They have not been mass employed like this. They've been much like your arm cannon. They've been deployed to trusted agents. They have not been and haven't had anything backfire yet. But no, they have not been deployed in a mass situation like this before.
That's my concern. I am not against this conceptually, but everyone else is using like metal that you fire into other people at like a high velocity to shred parts of their body. If they drop it, that's bad. This, if dropped, and not as well tested as you think, because as I am gesturing with all 6 of my limbs, you have not been the best at keeping your technology, your research under check. If one of these goes off, I don't want a situation where somebody is just vaporized and their skeleton is just left observing as the light bounces around the room and hits every single reflective surface available.
We're worst case scenario, if you manage to drop it and damage the plasma casing, it might be a small. It definitely won't like vaporize anyone. It'll be
Small vapor.
very, very,
vapors.
very small explosion.
That's even worse.
That is significantly less worse than vaporizing someone. It is a very small explosion. It might burn somebody's foot. If there's someone who could still wear shoes, it won't even do that.
Doctor, as much as I am for arming the populace, I am not here to contribute to an arms race against yourself.
If you're not going to help, if you're not going to help me with this, I will. I will find Lenore, or I will do it myself.
How well do you do without the family? Like what? You're gonna have that mutant over there? I'm presuming Vladimir is like in the room. Well, not in the room, but like nearby. A very inconspicuous 10-foot dog. Doctor, humanity must evolve, that is true. Most of the problems are caused by humanity doing what it thinks it needs to do. I am not sure if this is wise, and I think that if you do this on your own, you're only going to fuck things up more. Or mess things up, I can't remember the censorship rules.
It's fine. PG-13, you get one.
Okay.
No one else gets one now, but
I did like 5 earlier. Don't worry about it.
Right.
it's fine. Don't dwell on it. Anyways, Dr. Young looks you up and he simultaneously looks very frustrated at what you're saying, but also impressed that you are standing up to him like this. He's like, "Oh, well, Blue, we'll have to see what happens then." And he like turns away and talks to Vladimira. She lets him up on his back, and she runs off somewhere.
I'd assume Vladimir would, being an actual dog to some degree, not recognize all of the tension and still like wave goodbye.
I think so. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. And out of anger, I think Blue's just going to like slam the gun down, like, and throw it down on the ground.
Does it explode?
I think it might explode.
Cool. Is it a small explosion?
Yeah, this is in fact a small. It is in fact a small explosion. But like I'm assuming you threw it far enough away that it's not going to hurt anyone. But
Or did you throw it right at your feet and then like,
No. Like in that direction that Dr. Young went.
yeah, and then there's a little explosion over there. Maybe they're not as secure. Yeah, maybe you're right. Then they're not as secure as he thinks they are.
Blue just angrily goes back to the bar and continues to offer firearms training to a planarian that is having trouble getting the grip right.
so like with my mouth or I'm sorry, I don't get this.
It depends on what feeling works best with you. Just Okay, that mouth thing. Like, wrap it around.
Oh.
They don't have lead in them anymore. You don't have to worry about it. You've had worse things in your Lunchables. They had lead in them, don't you know?
Harry's doing physical comedy.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have another scene for Marisol, or do you think we're good for the
I think
second
we're good
challenge?
because, like, the only thing I can think of would be if these guns were. If you tell me these guns are making their way to everywhere, and Marisol finds out who provided them and who made them, then she's gonna have some words. But if she doesn't know, or if they show up but she doesn't know they just show up, then she wouldn't go. She wouldn't like go hunt him down.
I imagine it's not hard to deduce where the sci-fi laser guns came from.
Well, yeah, if they're. But that's the thing. Who are they that well spread, or is it only a couple?
It's probably like a dozen or so. So
Okay, I mean, we could have a scene if you want a quick scene with Marisol and Dr. Jung.
yeah, I think it's probably good that they get a scene in just to establish that you really
Cool.
don't like him still.
Okay. Feel free to veto any part of the scene setup. Then Dr. Young gets to wherever he's spending the night these days, and then hears one of those sci-fi weapons he created and gave to civilians start up, and it's just Marcel pointing at him.
If I may suggest, perhaps
Yeah?
she got it off Finley, who just didn't know what it was.
Yeah, Finley was like scratching their back with it.
I don't think he's quite that irresponsible that he give one to
Finley could have
Finley.
just picked it up somewhere.
But yeah, okay, that's reasonable.
So, you're back, huh?
So are you.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep this community safe. I don't know if that's the thing you've ever done in your life. Keep anyone safe. She's holding the gun.
I mean, no, safety has never been one of my primary concerns.
I am well aware. So, I think she like pushes the end of the gun against your shoulder. If I shot this point blank, how much damage would it do to you?
Oh, I am definitely you have me dead to rights right now, Marisol. If you shoot me with that, I am dead.
Maybe that is what you deserve, but it's not gonna be what I'm going to do. I'm gonna leave this here, and I want you to don't hand these out, or just give them to people you know. You can only give them to people in the family, not civilians. If I see another civilian with one of these, I'm coming here and I'm just shooting with it. So make sure that whatever you hand out is not lethal. She like throws it down. Not quite like throwing it to explode, but just like lets it drop in case you want to catch it.
Yeah, I think that kind of drop is probably fine.
And she starts turning around. So if you want to shoot or say something.
I mean, this would be a great time to establish that everything in this universe works on Aqua Teen Hunger Force rules and explodes when it hits the ground.
Yeah.
No, I don't
Marisol
think
trips, explodes when she gets to the ground.
I don't think they're quite that volatile. He's like, Marisol, what happens? What happens after?
That's up to you. In my ideal world, you leave this little community and you stop experimenting on people. But it's not up to me. So we'll see how we all get out of this. I am leaving it. I want to help the people here, and maybe I'll stop by, but this is not my home. This is not my community. Blue wants to go explore the world. I think you have put bad ideas on her head, so I'm going to do my best to complement that. And no. Go around with her. Also, stay away from Finley, me. Stay away from the moose. If I see you talking to the moose, I'm going to kick your ass.
I
Yeah. Okay. And she starts to leave.
yeah, he
Uh,
lets you leave at this point. Oh,
Yeah?
Actually, Vladimir was there
Mm-hmm.
with Dr. Young, right?
Just sleeping in a dog
yeah,
bed. Like,
Ladmira can absolutely be here.
I'm imagining just like one of those like terrifying reveals where like something you thought was just like a wall or like
yeah.
just something large just like
Yeah, like-
turns around and you see a head. Wait.
Yeah. Hello there.
Hi.
Hi.
So, Mr. Young,
Doctor.
what is it with humans? Okay, so that's not what weapons are supposed to look like?
Nope.
Like, I've seen some weird stuff. I just kind of assumed that, like, my time in the forest.
She pulls out a side piece, make sure that the safety's on, takes what if there's a bullet in the chamber, takes it out, passes it to you. This is what a gun's supposed to look like.
See, that's what I'm used to.
Okay.
That's
Nice
the kind
to
of power
meet
I
you.
crave.
Okay. I'm sorry, I don't think we've been introduced. I'm Marisol. I hate this man. He turned me into a fish. I'm helping people fight the government. And
He could do that?
He did this to me, yeah.
Are you why I'm like this?
Maybe.
You turned yourself into a fish when you broke into a laboratory.
I broke into your laboratory.
Yeah, that sounds like your territory.
Yeah, you did. I was following some bad things that people were doing, and it led me to your laboratory, and now I'm a fish woman. Do I hate it? Depends on the day. But you did this.
I thought you were trying to fix this.
Are you trying to fix this? I thought
You were
you
in the same
gonna keep
jail that I was being kept
doing
in.
this. Well, yeah. But
We have. When things calm down, I do intend to research a way to be able to control the changes and possibly undo them. That is my intent. That is my intention.
she like puts hand. I assume this is like the middle of your chest. Like, did you see how he said control? I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
Okay.
Control, as in allow people to pick the animals they want to be. Like, Lucia does not want to be a rabbit. We know this. She is pretty explicit about this.
Who's Lucia?
Wonderful girl. I'll introduce you later. You should come to Joe's. Joe's is a bar down there. Do you drink?
Yeah.
Come with me. Let's go to Joe's. We'll talk about this on the way. If you really want to help people, then maybe there is a place for you here. But the moment you're hurting people with your experiments again, is when we need to talk. And we're using knives. Let's go. I'll introduce you to the gang. I'll tell them to meet us there.
Cool. Hang on. Vladimir goes up to Dr. Young, just like slowly, and puts out a hand to like shake it.
Yeah, he'll shake your hand.
But before that, or before it's actually gripped, she punches him right in the gut.
Yeah, okay, yeah, no, he's going to crumble because you are a giant and he is human-sized.
You are my new favorite person? Hi, please tell me everything about you. I'll buy you a drink. Let's go.
All right, take
Poor
care of your
Piggy.
pack, asshole.
Yeah, you have to take care. That's what I'm saying. You have to take care of your pack.
And Vladimir probably goes to the bar and says a bunch of things that don't make sense.
That's fine.
If I may, I think Me is there waiting at the
Yeah.
bar. And at first, they have a pretty negative reaction to this because wolves are like the #1 predator of mooses, and here's a 12-foot tall wolf. But I think it's just a matter of minutes before they're besties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marisol's just like, yay.
Then he probably gets Vladimir in a headlock or something.
Yay. I love my big tall friends. Small fish lady, shoving down shots.
Lou is just awkwardly looking up as a already relatively short womanlet. Having like the most sugary drink. It's basically just an energy drink that has booze in it.
At one point in the night, Marisol definitely tries to put Blue on her shoulder so that they're almost as tall as Finley and Vladimira. Just like not quite there, but
So this is what it's like.
how's the view?
You put Father Pulowski on there, you could be taller.
Yeah.
You'd feel like a
It's
foot taller.
Vangorious.
Father's just drinking in the corner, like, what did I do to deserve this? But I think that
Foot arc, let's go.
I think we are good to do the draw now, though.
Yeah.
Actually,
That
if I
turned out
may,
way
I have
better
one
than I
more scene in
expected.
mind.
Okay.
Oh, yeah?
Go
Yeah,
for
I
it.
think if it's okay, at some point during the night, Me probably tries to pull Marisol aside just to.
Hey. Hey.
Are things well?
Yeah, I'm just drinking some water. I think things are good. I was honestly expecting more. I'm fine. I was honestly expecting more pushback, but the community seems to have embraced it. I think everyone is tired of being under, their control.
Yeah.
So yeah, training and arming civilians seems to be going okay. We're trying to keep it to only with people who know how to use guns. Reminder: if you see anything that shines like that other thing, don't pick it up. Come see me, please, if that's okay. How are you?
Confused?
Yeah? Sorry, let me try to sober up. You want to talk about it? What's confusing you?
If something threatens the herd, you trample it. Why is there concern?
Because there is a lot of the thing that threatens the herd, so that's why we're trying to train everyone so they can trample it safely, and there can be more of us than there is of them. Or are we talking about something else?
Perhaps I
Yeah.
misunderstood,
Yeah.
but it sounded like you wanted people to not have weapons.
No, we do want people to have weapons if they're trained with them or if they want to do training. There's the scientist man who's making experimental weapons. How do I explain experimental weapons to you? It's making weapons that might not work and might hurt people to use them, like like a stick on fire. But what if the fire is too close to your hand? That's kind of the type of weapons he's making. So we want to make sure that the sticks with fire we give to people are far away from the handle. Am I making any sense?
I am not good with metaphors, but I think I understand.
I am not good with words or liquor. But okay. She like gently grabs him, looks up. We are gonna keep the herd safe. I promise you this. Okay? And you're you are part of the herd. We're all going to be safe, and we're all gonna help each other be safe. I actually have was gonna ask if you would prefer to be on guard duty once things start happening. If you were up for it, I was gonna send you to the hospital. You're big, you're strong. That way, if anyone tries to endanger any part of the herd who's been hurt, they have to go through you to get to them. To the healer.
Predators do hunt the weakest members.
Mm-hmm.
Very well.
And you're one of our strongest members. Big hit on the chest.
You have been kind to me. I will trust you.
I
Send me where you will, and I will destroy it.
tomorrow, okay? I'm gonna drink water and sleep more. You're welcome to. You're gonna go drink water. You're welcome to follow me. What am I saying? She just walks towards the kitchen.
People drink things that are not water.
What were you drinking tonight? Were you drinking water when we were doing shot for shot? Were you taking shots of water? That explains. Honestly, it's probably safer. Yeah, people drink things other than water. Come on, me.
I don't think you brought Joe enough booze to possibly get Finley drunk.
Well, she didn't think that.
Honestly, I think probably the first shot was alcohol, and Finley just said something to the
weird
effect
water.
of, "The water is tainted. That cannot be trusted. Do you have cleaner water?"
Joe grabbing like at the tap.
Finley's just carrying around a large bowl of like room temperature water.
Just sticks their whole moose face in to drink it like it was the lake.
God. Marisol just going like chug, chug, chug. My girl's not perfect. It's a thing.
All right, we ready
Who
to
among
do our votes? One,
Yes. Let's
one
do
white,
our Among
and
Us.
one red in the bag.
Cool. I'll start a new count. Challenge 2.
All right. Now we're all supposed to actually hold up our things simultaneously. So remember,
Yeah. So if you have 2 red things, the first one is going to ask you whether you want to hold up 1 or 2. If you only have 1, you can go 1
Yeah, just do it.
or go
just do like
2.
a 2 next to it, I guess.
Yeah. Do you want to read the thing, or would you like me to?
Yeah. If your main character is unhappy about the path the Fellowship has taken, hold 1 red stone. If your main character actually wants the quest to fail, hold 2 red stones. Otherwise, hold no stones.
Uh,
I have to
my
write
character, I
down
think, at one point did want to, but it ended up great at the end, so no.
All right, so that looks like no stones for Lucia, no stones for Blue, no stones for Marisol. One red from Calvin, and
I didn't go
two.
into this intending to be the pessimist, but
No,
And-
this is good. This
Yeah.
is what this game needs.
And 2 red from Dr. Young.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
So three,
And then-
four red. Currently, 1
And as a
currently.
player, do you think the Fellowship did what was necessary to succeed in the challenge? Hold white if yes, red if no. All right, that is 5 white.
I can't do
Hey.
a half pick.
No, I held up red.
Okay.
Oh, you held up red. That is 4.
Yeah, you can't. Not in the player. You have to choose. So 4 plus the 1, 5, and then we're gonna have 5 red and 5 white.
ooh,
So this is gonna be interesting. I think the chances are that we're gonna have a mixed result here.
First stone is a red.
Okay, red. Second stone.
Second stone is a white.
Okay. The order of the stones matter.
Yes. I have to scroll down to the table
Yeah.
for the. What page is that
So
on? I should
if we
just have that
get
real
red,
quick.
white, yeah, it's right there and describe the outcome. Red, white means we lose one character, but we win the challenge.
I think
So
Dr. Young might just Dr. Young at this point might just ditch.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, whenever it says lose, it could mean someone dies. It could mean someone leaves. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I really feel like after that exchange, Dr. Young might just skip town.
Yeah. I think that makes sense, and maybe that's a bad that's bad overall. But Marisol holds grudges. So you have lost your main character. What happens
Yep.
now is that your minor character is promoted to be your new main character. So now Chandra is our 5th NPC here.
Does a new minor character get added?
No, if you lose your minor character or promote them to main, you do not make a new minor character. From now on, you only have a main character. The Fellowship shrinks as you play.
All right. I think before we go into the final challenge, now would be a good time to take a 15-minute break.
Sounds good.
Yay. I'm having a lot of fun. Yeah, thank
Same
you.
here.
Everyone knows about the cocktail slide whistle. Hi, we're
I
there.
just butted, and then you said that.
Hi, you invited me. You wanted this. Hi, hello.
Hi, welcome back to All on the Table RPG.
Do you want
I'm not
real
explaining
queer
that to you. You don't need to
representation?
know.
This is what it is, baby. I will not be censored.
All right, we're picking up our game of follow with as we head into our last challenge. All right.
So for the last challenge, so I did misremember a bit. You can fail the last challenge because it's gonna be different. We're gonna do the normal things that we do for challenges, but then once we get to the draw, we're gonna add a white stone for each successful challenge and a red stone for each failed challenge.
So we
So
haven't
we'll be
failed any
adding-
challenges yet. We didn't fail any challenges,
Yeah.
so that'll
we
be
did
too
not.
late.
So yeah,
Nope.
we will have 3 whites and 1 red. But if we fail it to start with, if we fail it, the quest is lost. We might still have happy endings, but like the quest of overthrowing the I could keep calling them the feds because I can't remember their acronyms.
You could call them feds. It's okay.
Yeah,
They're also
sorry.
feds.
They're not people. They don't have
terrible.
souls.
I'm destroying your lore. The challenge of overcoming the feds we will have lost this. The feds will still be here. So I'm saying this to think of like, okay, what's the climax of this of this story? Like I mentioned before, we did Act 1, which was like rallying the troops, basically. Act 2 is dissension and how are we arming. I feel like Act 3 seems like an action or like a thing that suggests action or the actual like fight, maybe.
Yeah, I think this has to be the action. I think this has to be the actual fight now.
There's a couple things that fit here from the suggestions. Capture a critical enemy base, sabotage infrastructure, cut the supply lines. I don't know about assassinate enemy officials. I think that might be a one step too far. But if someone wants to suggest that,
I mean, maybe not this campaign.
Yeah, not this campaign. Yeah, next time. I think
like maybe if Samantha was still here, but you took care of that already. So
yeah, I think so. If we want to do something smaller that's not quite open war, which is one of the options, rise up and fight / open war. If we want to do something that's more like we do a blow they can't recover, we could try to capture a critical enemy base or cut their supply lines. In which case we would be like open up our supply lines, like take the fences out or something. We can also sabotage infrastructure.
Capture critical enemy base is I would lean just because, like, as we've described them, they're pretty much localized to the one check. They're mostly localized to the one checkpoint.
Yeah, I think that works. And like I mentioned before, these scenes don't have to be of literally us there getting the enemy base. They can be stuff of us setting up, stuff of us going there, or in the middle of it. We probably don't want to do stuff after because we don't want to say if we succeeded or not, because we still have the draw. But the scenes should be either leading up or right in the thick of it. And I will shut up. Yay!
Yeah. All right. Does anyone have any scenes in mind for this bit?
I definitely want to do whatever Lucia's scene is. I want to have Kelly there.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense.
That's a scene that I feel we haven't really done, like a Kelly Lucia scene. Other than that, I
would definitely want Blue and Catherine at some point. I just
for sure. That's
don't know if it'd be like under literal fire, although that's actually pretty cool.
We can also jump around in time for the record. Yeah. We don't have to be like, okay, well, only the scenes from before we get there. We can do, we're telling a movie with words. We can start with the scene of you two under fire, and then if it's something we want to do, we can go back to the scene of, let's say, Kelly and Lucia right before.
So I'm not sure if I got like a full scene for it, but I know what Chandra is would be doing for this chat for this. Like, I feel like before that she's going to be like prepping some cars. Like, she's going to be like ripping out the siding and like stuffing phone books in there to make like the bulletproof Mythbusters car.
Yeah.
Like, she's going to be doing stuff like that as prep. I feel like that's going to be her main contribution to this. She's going to be like doing that to some SUVs to get people to the base. So, like, if anyone
still
wants
have
to
the armored car that Blue hijacked.
Yes, you have an armored car.
You have a armored car, and then the Blue Pages armored car, the Encyclopedia's armored car.
So, where do we want to? Who wants to start with? Who wants to start with this scene?
We could open on like a war room type scene where we're right before it's like, okay, here's the plan. We got like a map.
The
Makes
aardvark
sense,
girl
yeah.
is the aardvark girl is there from before.
Yeah.
She's reading.
She has intercepted enemy communication. She's reading that. Just shows
Other thing
on
she read
TikTok.
was
She read The Art of War and The
Yeah.
Secret. She's good to go.
yeah, like we never said what she was reading.
Yeah,
Maybe she's
listen.
like that one
A lot of
story
people
about
read
like
read things.
she has studied the Geneva Conventions and knows how to break all of them.
So my thing about the war room is: does someone have an actual plan, or does any of the characters or any of the players want to do a scene saying an actual plan, or do we want to? Because I am not militarily minded, so I don't know if I could do that great. But if no one wants to, we can always do like we just did that, and how are the characters feeling in that moment?
We can do that.
Yeah, I think
Well-
that's a better way to go.
Probably. I do
Okay.
have one
Yeah.
setup scene in mind
Yeah.
with Blue, but I don't know if that would require the whole war room. I don't know how that would work.
I mean,
Well,
you can start there, and then we can move
Yeah,
stuff
start
around.
your scene, and if if people come in, then we'll go from there.
Okay.
I'm still
Blue has left though. Blue's gone and never. Oh, it's just,
They thought they could stop a demon. I'm back.
yay!
All right. So, what's your idea for your scene with Blue there?
Yeah, I think there's probably just a moment in the planning and trying to figure this stuff out where Catherine just sort of looks over to Blue and sort of this might be a stupid idea, but you said you outsmarted one of those murder drones before, right? And you're pretty good with computers. Is there any chance you could, I don't know, get in the system and shut them down before we even have to fight? Like in Star Wars Episode 1?
I love her.
That's the thing Gundam ripped off, right?
I have no idea.
I hate her and I love her. These two.
I can try. I don't know. Okay, friend, Goose. Really important person. If we survive this, I am leaving town. I want the chance to be able to start over. Before that happens, we are sitting down and we are watching every episode of Universal Century, Mobile Suit Gundam, Zeta Gundam, Double Zeta. Listen, by the time the new Netflix one comes out, you're going to be ready to be disappointed.
Charge counterattack. How the wave's gonna flash. No, we're doing all of it.
Yeah.
Oh man. I think there was absolutely a moment in there while you were talking, you said you were gonna leave, and you got this emotion off of Calvin, like he needed to say something super important right then and there, and then you said you were gonna sit down and watch all of Gundam, and the moment just passed, and he's not saying anything.
You look like you lost your spark.
Like in Transformers?
Do the robots kiss?
Not that I've seen, but probably.
I have not watched it.
I understand.
If they
the
ever
idea
make it
of
like
the-
Bravern, I am
Yeah.
in. I don't know if I've gone an entire campaign without
I mean, there is
mentioning Bravern.
Kiss players, but no, I don't want to talk about Kiss players. So let's move on. Do not Google that.
Listen, if
I
you've been blessed
feel
with
like this
plenty meant
goes-
to not know that, just don't. You're better off.
I feel like this goes beyond my special interests, simultaneously becoming more grounded and yet feral. I know I can be a part of them now, but also that's not what's important here.
I gotta be honest, I think I lost your train of thought there. I'm sorry.
Are you okay?
No, not even a little bit, but, you know, I don't think anybody is right now, so it's probably fine. Just, deal with it tomorrow.
Blue puts 3 separate hands on Catherine's shoulders. We may not have it tomorrow. I'm trying to be hopeful, but I don't want to assume.
Oh gosh, yeah, I mean, that's the first time anybody said that today. Whew. That's a bummer.
You're the soldier. You likely have... I've done a lot of things. Hacking is the primary one, but I know tomorrow is never guaranteed. If there's anything on your mind, I am happy to listen.
People keep saying that I'm the soldier, that I'm trained, that I've trained my body, all that sort of thing. And, the thing is, to be a military pilot, I mean, sure, I spent 6 weeks in basic, but then I spent 4 years in a classroom. It's not... I haven't seen combat, It's not... Well, I mean, I guess I have, but not until, 3 days ago. It's... I don't know. I guess there's not really a way to prepare for all of this, is all. And, I was hoping that maybe it could be easier and trusting that you could do that because I believe in you. But, wow, yeah, the maybe no tomorrow thing. Whew. Definitely. Yep. Don't have time for other stuff right now. Thank you.
Blue gestures widely to imply that she is offering a hug.
Yeah, I think she'll go in for it. It's been a while since she's had a hug, I think.
Blue thinks for a second. If you had to go by a different name,
I was just talking about this the other day, by which I mean maybe 8 hours ago, and it was sort of suggested to me that now might not be a great time for that on account of we're going to be in a battle and all.
I knew it.
What?
Sorry.
Sorry, what's that?
The fact that we're entering a battle makes it more important to be yourself than ever, or more than ever. My friend, you are facing something dangerous, but at the same time, you can come out in so many different ways. Not that I meant to come out, though. If it helps you feel any better, I am now realizing that I am, in fact, a lesbian Fujoshi.
So brave.
So,
living your truth, baby.
Braver than the troops. She has all of Death Note on bootleg DVD. At the very least, if you're not going to see tomorrow, maybe you should give a name for the people that may see it. So they can actually remember you.
Do you know who Catherine Wright is? Or I guess was, really.
Did one of the Wright brothers transition?
Well, No, but they did have a younger sister, and the thing is that like they couldn't have gotten in the air without her because she literally sewed the flaps for their planes. Because of course back then, planes had canvas coverings, and I think she's just gonna divert into plane history facts here.
Blue's gonna keep nodding. Blue is actually into this.
I love them.
But anyway, I mean, okay, yeah. So that's 15 minutes of the history of aviation. But I guess what I'm trying to get at is just um, for now at least, I think my name is Catherine. So thank you for reaching out.
Thank you for trusting me, Catherine.
Okay, yep, that's a good one. Okay, yeah.
Now, let's go to Liberia City. Blue does like a cool thing that I can't do with my human body, where it's like this, but like all three arms and like slight delay.
Yeah.
Think of cool action poses. Yeah, something else to be thinking.
Any pose that Geese takes is a cool action pose,
Yeah,
especially if she's transgender.
it's so true. People have said this for centuries.
And it's ancient wisdom. Socrates said, "Behold Plato's goose."
The Alagusri.
The allegory of the cave. I think that seems done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might be.
Cool. So,
Yeah,
does anyone have?
I have lost internet on my phone again. But you still have audio for me because it's going through the computer, so I'll fix that.
No worries. If you want, Lucia, do you want to do the Lucia Kelly scene now, or do you want to do it later?
Yeah.
Or you want to do it like?
We can do the Lucia Kelly scene.
Yeah. Do you want it to be right after the war room, or do you want it to be like in the thick of it or on the way there?
It can. I think
You have preference.
for maximum drama, it can be. It can be on the way.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we're like in the back of the armored van.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think maximum drama would be you're like both ducked behind something for cover while fighting field bots.
Well, true, but we're not there yet.
Yeah, we could, but I think like on the way, the awkward ride to a thing that might kill you with your not girlfriend. I actually, me and Fabi don't know that if they're officially, if they're going steady as
No,
a
it. I mean, up to this point, it has solely been
good.
like,
That's even better. Yeah, no. So I can imagine like in the back of the armor band, just like gun to the side. So, heck of a first date, huh?
what?
Oh, I thought you prepared all this, organized all this, riced up the populace, gave them weapons so you could show off and show a girl a good time. She like elbows you slightly.
Oh my god!
Sorry, is this the? I know where. I thought some levity. I'm sorry. Did I miss?
No, I mean, ooh, okay. I mean,
Yeah. Are you?
I like you very much, but this is.
Oh, you're laying me down easy. Okay.
No,
like I get it.
It's not even that. It's not even that. It's just like. This so like wasn't even like on my radar of things I was thinking about throughout this whole process.
Well, yeah, you are kind of leading a bunch of people into war. I figured I could, I don't know, distract you before we got there. Maybe that was my bad.
No, I mean, like, I guess I could use the levity, but
Hmm.
I just wasn't even, like...
Yeah, you don't think about me all the time. I understand that. Our relationship can be one-sided. I totally get this.
I'm sorry.
You're fine. It's okay. I'm making fun of you in a loving way, but I am making fun of you.
I've gotten kind of lost in the weeds with this whole fighting a war thing.
Yeah, I could tell, and I know you're not the most. You don't wear your emotions on your sleeve as much as I do, per se. But I definitely, I could see the toll it's taken on you, and I'm just one person, and like I don't know, I whatever happens, I want to be there next to you. If whether it's making you blush or shooting a robot that's coming at you, I want to be there. And we're gonna get through this, and then there'll be plenty of time for me to make fun of you afterwards. We're making through this alive together. We're saving this town, and we're getting rid of these fucking cops.
That means a lot to me. I guess I, for the longest time, sort of imposed that isolation on myself because I don't know, maybe I didn't feel deserving of companionship. I mean, I told myself that it was because I was too good, I was stronger and more enlightened than everyone else, but whatever the reason, it's all bullshit. I want to be with you too, and I want to be with, and I want to make a better world and a better town for all the people I come to care about.
I think she smiles and flicks you in the forehead. Wow, how forward. And then I think she just like holds your hand
Yeah,
as you make the way back to the make to this fucking war zone that we're about to inhabit.
yeah.
Hey, uh, M died on the way to their home planet.
Yeah, no, sorry. Turns out the reason why my phone is lost video is because I
You
don't have
ran out of
battery
battery?
enough to properly maintain the connection.
Yep,
Oh, that's fun.
that's the thing that happens, but it's fine. We can just hear your audio.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, everyone.
You're fine.
My webcams decided they wanted
Technology
to
is
corrupt.
in me. It's fine.
My
Yeah.
webcams decided they wanted to corrupt their drivers right before we started.
Well,
and
as
I
a
did not
fan
have
of
time to fix it.
corruption, sorry. I can't believe your webcams unionized against you.
All right, so
Hello, I'm a top 32F, and all of my
Webcams have unionized against me. My webcam, 6 years. It's my webcam, 2 months. It's my webcam on my phone, 2 years. It's.
I shouldn't have introduced them to theory.
No, you should never have gotten a reading theory. Reading marks. Never make your webcams read marks. Who does anyone else wants to do a scene here? I know that the one person who hasn't done one is Chandra, but you did do that little pre thing. So unless someone
Yeah.
else, if you wanted that, that could be your scene. And if everyone thinks they're good to do the draws. And then we can always do scenes afterwards. But if someone wants to do some scenes of during the fighting, we can also do that here. With their,
I-
if you haven't done some stuff with your minor characters or anything.
All right. Do you want to
Okay.
Do you have any ideas for us? Anything else you'd like to get out of Marisol?
That's what I was thinking. I think
Hello?
if I did a Marisol scene, because she already got the person she had a problem with. She already got. I
Yeah.
think it would be maybe a Marisol Blue scene, if that sounds good. Of like,
Hell yeah.
Also, I don't want to
In-
like necessarily force this out of you, Roxy, but we haven't actually seen anything from Father Pulaski at all. This
Yeah, no, like I like chose him out of lack of a better choice for my minor character.
yeah,
I
because
just,
like originally you wanted Kelly, but that wouldn't have gone well because
right. But also like Father Pulaski got like 3 lines of dialogue last week.
to be fair, yeah. Listen, if you want, we can have Father Pulaski or Finley there too. If you wanted to put
Yeah,
put
listen,
them
we
there.
can pivot. Father Pulaski can be the main character now.
Yeah.
What's his deal?
We can do a thing of Father Pulaski. Honestly, Father Pulaski and Finley at the hospital taking care of people
Yeah,
makes
yes,
sense.
it does track
Father-
that a priest would be at a hospital
Yeah.
for stuff. Yeah.
and when I built him as a character, Father Pulaski had a lot of healing stuff,
Yeah.
So like
a lot of medicine.
if y'all don't want to do a scene, we can just say that's where they are. But we also, if you wanted to do a scene with those 2 characters, that'd be fine too. The only scene that I thought for Marisol was Marisol in blue in the like literally being shot at by killbots and just interacting while being shot at by killbots.
Would they be in the armored car?
No, I think this is after what we're in the middle of the siege of the building. Things have happened and Blue and Marisol are in the building. We have gone deep and we are like literally shooting at these killbots as they're shooting at us.
I like that idea. But
So
also,
one thing I would
Yeah.
like to say what I originally planned to do this as in the regular system before I decided on doing this as follow. I did have a big boss that was going to be at the checkpoint for you to fight, and it's like a full Gundam sized killbot with the laser sword.
oh
So I
shit.
figured that Blue is going to be very excited about fighting that.
Who
Listen,
wants to fight it? I want to drive it.
I mean, Blue and Catherine could probably. Okay, so this is how we don't know if this will be how we win, but if we win, then that means that Blue and Catherine got into the Gundam. Marisol and Lucia and everyone else is distracting the Gundam and shooting it and clearing the way as Blue and Catherine like get in there to hack and drive this giant robot.
shit. What's the name of that one anime where it's like
Code Geass.
somebody? I mean, that is a good one, but I'm thinking of the one where it's like post-apocalyptic and it's like a guy on foot fighting a bunch of mechs.
Bottoms with a V. Bottoms.
Volans, yeah.
Yeah.
There isn't much yaoi in Valens, but
There's a little bit of yaoi. There's also like one naked lady running around in almost every episode because 80s anime, baby.
oh yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, just doing fucking bottoms shit of just like fighting this giant mech. Marisol like begrudgingly using the science fiction weapons that were left behind to try to like shoot at the mech, maybe at the mech slag and try to like immobilize it, EMP shoot at it.
Blue is holding a laptop that they are trying to hack with, but also guns akimboing, but also they're using their regular gun arm, and then they have a free hand if they need it. Or she has one.
Great. The free hand is to plug the USB of the laptop into the Mac.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, we might not need a scene. I think we can just say this thing's happened. And then, depending on the role, we will know if we have a mech now to protect the city with. Because we've been asking, what will stop the government from coming back again? We have their mech. If we have their mech, that stops the guy. That city has a mech. They're good.
Yes, Metal Gear Solid has taught us
Mhm.
this. If you have a mech, nothing can stop you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna disarm all the nukes.
I mean, sometimes you have to hijack a mech.
Yeah,
Zeta Gundam has taught us many things.
hitting children mostly, coming up with fake names that sound like sexual body parts. Secondly,
Plural sexual body parts.
4 vaginas, my favorite Gundam character.
I love that there's like also just full frontal, the man.
Yeah. Which one of us is most like a Shrike? Anyway, sorry. We can't just make Gundam jokes all day.
All right.
Because
So let's start.
That's not the show.
No, let's start with the draws. I got 1 white and 1 red, and then 2 whites for
2 extra
successful challenges.
Yeah.
All right. So then we go to step 3. Each player takes 2 red. If your main character is unhappy with the path the Fellowship has taken, hold 1 red. If your main character actually wants the quest to fail, hold 2. Otherwise, hold no stones.
Here's the thing. I love being contrarian, but there's no way I'm holding a redstone right now.
Yeah.
I want that mech, baby. We might still not get it.
Yeah, Chandra is holding no stones.
0 stones. Goose egg.
0 from Lucia.
No longer a goose egg. Goose trans woman.
What is Catherine doing though? You look uncertain.
Yeah, I'm having difficulty deciding on this one.
Yeah.
Because she's definitely not happy about having to go into open war, but on the other hand, there is a giant robot here, so I think no stones.
The giant
Alright.
robot always changes people's perception of war. War never changes except when there's a giant robot.
Wow, cool robot.
Wow, cool robot.
Exactly.
Man, I hate that we're forcing all of our friends and civilians to fight the government with these guns. But look at that cool robot, though.
Uh,
Huge.
What if White Base was actually based all along?
Based on what?
All right. Each player takes 1 white and 1 red. Read aloud. As a player, do you think the Fellowship has succeeded at the challenge? Hold white if yes, hold red if no. This will decide the entire quest, not just the challenge.
I can't make myself vote against Giant Mac.
Oh.
I'm okay with this.
Roxy, that's white?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is 1 red from Catherine, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4 whites from everyone
I'm
else.
too weak.
I am so sorry I didn't get to use red more often.
Thank you for
That's
showing
just
up.
This is amazing. The box
talk
art.
through why I did that. I just feel like, we
Yeah.
did have a mission here, and then we immediately got distracted by giant robot and didn't do the mission. So that's why
Yeah.
I gave it red. Not
No,
because I'm
you're-
unhappy with it. I just, yeah. We didn't do a scene about the thing we were trying to do.
We sure did. Listen, sometimes the world gives you
Sometimes
giant
it
robots
happens.
and you make giant robot lemonade.
All right. First stone, white.
Okay, 1 white.
Second stone, red.
Okay. Let me double check if things are different in the 3rd challenge draw. Yeah, white red. Lose 1 character. Oh no, it's we did red white, right? No, we did white red, right?
Red. That's lose 1 character.
Lose
and
1
lose the
character
challenge.
and lose the challenge.
Oh
We
no!
got too obsessed with the giant robots.
Yeah.
So we're losing the challenge, and we're losing the quest. So we will not overthrow them. One of our characters will be lost, and this will be part of why we don't get to overthrow. We do not get to overthrow the feds from here. Who has ideas of how this ends?
Yeesh.
I definitely feel like this losing a character is somebody who's going to die. Somebody dies in this fight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Who dying would be so pivotal that their death would cause, if not us completely losing this thing that has been going very well so far, uh, at least hurt us somewhat. I'm okay. For the record, I'm okay killing my darlings, but I want it to be a group decision.
Yeah, no.
Likewise, like Blue's the one trying to hack the not Gundam, so I could see it being like
I think Blue
right
is in the
before.
most vulnerable position,
Mm-hmm.
but I think
Blue
Catherine's
is
the most
in the
pivotal
most
to the
vulnerable
group.
position, which is why I think Catherine is the one who has to drop.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's a thing that we were moving together, and there's no way that she would stand by if she saw you in danger.
Oh shit. Sorry.
So are we losing Catherine then?
I
Are
think we
we-
might be.
That's like the saddest.
That is the saddest
one.
of the options.
Honestly,
I don't even know if I really want to go that sad.
Listen, I'm okay with it if nobody's okay with it. Because if we follow the rules of the game, we have to lose the challenge. It doesn't mean that the story's over. It doesn't mean that things have to be bad for people. It just means that for the foreseeable future, we don't get to get rid of the oppressors. Maybe they change. Maybe this is such a disaster that we get different people in charge. But we don't get to
if
save the
nothing
day.
else, the fact that all of the mutants are going up and like
Mhm.
doing this, and Daryl the Duck has been out here with a GoPro live streaming the whole thing.
Mhm.
He still exists. And like basically like watching like Cesis deploy
Mhm.
like honestly I think like while Catherine's the only main character who died, I feel like a lot of like
Yeah.
other people in town are probably dying in this too. And like just
Um,
watching
yeah.
this mech massacre all these people, like I think that might turn the tide public's opinion on Bracton and the mutants as a whole,
It might be that
or
the
at least the starting
reason
point.
it might be that the reason we don't liberate the city is because there's no city to liberate.
That
Oh,
could
shit.
also
Like
That
maybe
could-
there's still community and there's still people, but like it's a giant robot. It can do a lot of damage, and also if it gets live streamed and it's been shown, it might be a thing where they cut their losses and they try to be like, okay, no, we will relocate you to nearby cities and communities. We will do recessor relief. I could see them doing like, we disavow the actions of this entity. They did it without, whether it's true or not, they did it without the approval of the other branches of government, etc.
all right, dog was getting into things she shouldn't, and was not happy when I
You're fine.
took it away from her.
Puppy.
But yeah, I think because like yeah, we were making jokes and talking about it, and like the idea of a giant robot's very funny, but the idea of a giant robot's incredibly scary and
Oh
terrifying.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because it's what if a tank was huge
yeah.
and dangerous and like yeah, no, I don't want to just, especially because I'm just one player, so I want to make sure we all agree on this. But like, it wouldn't be unsurprising if Brockton is no longer a livable city.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good way to go.
Yeah.
That's the story setting.
Yeah,
I think
Canada's still
if I
there,
may-
but yeah, go for it.
Sorry.
No, I said go for it. Sorry.
I think if I may, there's an image that comes out of this. Like it's one of those riot images. They always get so popular. They show a cool person, whatever, someone throwing back
Mhm.
tear gas, that sort of thing. And there's just this shot caught in the moment of Catherine in just a replica of a 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics hockey jersey, just giving the nastiest shoulder check to a machine gun robot, pushing it away from people. And I think that sort of is maybe the iconic image, especially when it comes out that one, she was trans, and two, she didn't make it.
I think you basically just did your epilogue there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read the epilogue so that everyone else thinks about it real quick. After 3 challenges, the quest is over. We succeeded or failed, but our characters live on. Some of them, anyways. Each player briefly narrates their main character's life after the quest. Show us whether your character feels the quest was worth it. You may stick to just the immediate follow of the quest, or you could go big and summarize the rest of your life. It's up to you. If your main character was lost just before the epilogue, you can narrate their legacy or memory instead of switching to a new main character if you prefer. After that, the game is done. Is there anything else you would like to add to the legacy of Catherine? How are people remembering her after this?
Honestly, I think it's pretty conflicted. I think that specific action shot gets shown a lot on both sides.
Mhm.
People like advocating for and against mutant freedom. And yeah, I mean, I think it's just people take it as a very potent symbol on account of the whole Canada Goose wearing a Canada flag thing.
Mhm.
And in some ways, I think a lot of the idea of who Catherine was is lost in the bigger picture because she has become sort of that symbolic thing, and the only folks who remember her are the ones who managed to survive this fight.
I have a big question, and you're allowed to veto it. But do people call her Catherine? Is the name Catherine get like I know there's shitty people everywhere, but like does the name Catherine get shown? Do people learn the name Catherine?
I honestly don't know. Only 2 people know that name right now. It would be up to them whether they spread it.
I'm gonna get into first Chandra's epilogue. I think she's goes on being very guilty that she told you not to come out before the battle.
Hell yeah, pain.
She's very guilty, and she does do everything she can to try and spread it and make sure people know you as Catherine. But you know, it's she's one person, and there's and also
Yeah.
like your parents who are still human and like got more media access and that, like they're still out there, and they're probably still going to call you Calvin, and they're going to probably be a bigger voice out there.
I would disagree. I feel like with whatever Blue ends up doing, she is going to make sure that your legacy is known.
Do you want to move on to Blue's epilogue?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So, Blue is already planning on leaving Bratton, and Blue is already planning to see if Marisol would take her on with her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's a lot less jovial, a lot less buddy comedy,
Mm-hmm.
and more Blue doesn't want anything like that to happen to anybody else. She will forever hold on to the memory of her friend Catherine, and wants everyone to remember not anything less than this brave figure who fought and fell trying to keep a legacy or trying to like keep a city safe, trying to make sure that she was dedicating her entire life to making sure that those who were in need were able to get what they needed. I feel like every time like Blue comes back to Bratton, she is going to make sure that every single kid that survived, that Catherine was taken care of. She is going to make sure that they are well taken care of. She will come back. She'll like bring as many like resources as possible. She won't stay in the community, but she will make sure that whatever she does helps it thrive.
Like I'm my camera's out, so I can't see. I am actually crying from.
Yeah,
same.
it's yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm glad that me being
Good.
teary wasn't just me
No,
being
it's
emotional.
good. It's good. Roxy, do you know what you want the epilogue to be, or do you need some more time?
Yeah, no, I think Lucia's epilogue is fairly straightforward. I think she moves. She probably. We mentioned like the government relocating a lot of the Bratton people after the very
Incident.
publicized giant robot massacre.
Yeah.
I think. I think. Maybe they get uh, Lucia gets located to ends up in like a decently large house. She maybe she's living with her parents again. Just to like
Can I put another alternative out there for you?
Hmm?
Because Kelly's from out west, from out Alberta. Maybe you go out there with her.
that's true. And Alberta is very got a lot of nature and
Mhm.
like
But it's
yeah,
not on fire.
actually that actually makes sense. I think
They go and become college queers.
yeah. Yeah, basically. I mean, yeah, I think maybe they're living like not too far from the nearest major city, just so Lucia doesn't isolate herself again.
Yeah.
But like, and she makes trips back to I don't know, wherever her parents are now. And yeah, she just tries to live like a quiet life. Maybe she gets back into like professional, like she slowly dips her toes back into professional fighting, now that the world is like more aware and understanding of mutants. um yeah, she just lives her little gay little farm life, and yeah.
Yeah. I've been thinking a lot about how this ends for Marisol. And I think there's a lot of ways it could go and a lot of ways it could justify one thing or another. But I think the death of Catherine really, really, really hits her to the point that I think it changes how she interacts with the world, because she was very cavalier about violence and very cavalier. She wanted to help people, but she was like, "Oh yeah, fighting and violence." And I think she still helps Blue, and like they still like do, like Blue mentioned, they do the travel, they go places, they help people, and but she's not as jokey as she used to be. She probably doesn't keep contact with like uh Vladimira and Finley as much as she should. Unless they like hunt her down and talk to her. Think she would be very isolationist and like, okay, I promised Blue, so I'll do this thing for Blue. And then but she's not the same jokey and like silly and flirty as she used to be. She's much more dowered and hurt by the whole experience and feels like a lot of it's her fault. Because she met Catherine and she was like, "Yeah, you should do. Yeah, you should do this. We should fight. This is the right thing to do." Um, I think she probably goes and does revenge on the people who made that robot. And it's not pretty and it's not like correct or good, but she goes and tries to do her best and find the people who created that robot and quietly kill them. It sucks and it's bad and it doesn't make anything better afterwards, but that's probably the route she ends up, and she ends up alone and sad and feeling like she made all the wrong choices. Don't you love games?
Might I suggest an epilogue?
Yeah. Go.
So I'm assuming that, like, once she goes on this rampage,
Hmm.
she does not bring Blue along.
No.
Blue is pissed off because she already recognized the fact that Marisol and Chandra were both taking it somehow even harder than she was. And she was somebody who went from having no friends to having Catherine say that she was her best friend. I think that causes a fight between Marisol and Blue,
Yeah.
and there's like a gap of time, like a decade. Blue has been out there, maybe not as like a vigilante luchadora, but just like a general
You've been helping
vigilante.
people. Yeah.
Yeah. But at one point, she just starts to feel a little bit tired and tries to seek out Marisol to get one last conversation at the very least.
Yeah.
If they could,
Yeah, go for it.
if they could like both at least give each other some form of closure, even if this is the last time they ever interact.
I think Marisol says yes almost immediately because I think even during the trip, even when you were fighting, she would maybe put up a front, but she couldn't say no to you because she felt very connected in the same thing of like you, you. She felt very much like I shouldn't be here. It should have been you and Catherine. So she also felt like she took something away from you. So even if she makes it hard for you to find her, but once you find her and you contact her, she can't say no to you. So she's like, yes, where do you want to meet? You can come here or I can go where you want. We can have a conversation. And she's probably like, and she probably, instead of like being there and helping people like she used to, she probably just found a small, like, isolated herself, maybe by the ocean, by the sea, in a little shack.
And I do want to be able to go back to the shoot. You just said something before where you ended up.
Uh, the Marisol can't say no to Blue. That Marisol feels like she took Catherine's
Yes.
place. Yeah.
Blue is also going to be upset whenever that comes up in the conversation
Yeah.
because Catherine's place can't be replaced. But Marisol was something different. Both of them help Blue define how she has gotten here. And at this point, she honestly feels confident that she has been able to make herself a person. But you've all helped her get here. And she wants to make sure that Marisol knows that Marisol knows that she is important to her. She is somebody that Blue wants in her life. Even if it's just like reaching out. She doesn't want her to be alone.
And I think as long as Blue wants that, Marisol can't say no to her. She's like, for you, I'll do it for you.
Do it for yourself.
I don't think I'm worth doing it for.
And we'll spend however long we need for you to find that worth. She tries to do like a stretch out the arm kind of deal, but you can also see at some point the gun arm was like amputated for some reason or another,
Yeah.
which I'm now realizing was me unintentionally Vriskaing her. I mean, like more she has removed the part of her that reminds her of Dr. Young,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I think she looks into your eyes for a long time, and she shakes a little bit, and like she can't bring herself to say anything. But the moment she feels like if you reach out at any point, she will just break down crying. But she needs you to like reach out because she's too afraid of letting that happen. She is afraid of letting herself make decisions again after she feels her decisions led, wrongly. A lot of things led to Catherine's tragic death, but she feels like her decisions led to Catherine's death. So she's kind of terrified of making decisions again, of being around people.
Let me guide the way.
I think she just cries into you.
And she's gonna hug.
I think that's a good image to end on, unless anyone has anything else they want to add.
Yep.
Hand up to show a flock of birds.
I want to know what Vladimir and Finley are up to, but also I don't want to mess with that ending.
I think Vladimir. I mean, the players can tell me if I'm wrong. But I think they're doing okay.
I mean, Vladimir's ending is more. It's less ambiguous than the original stories, so like, this works better. This is her thing.
Vladimir walked away from the whole mech battle, being like, "Huh, that was weird," and then just kind of went back to the shenanigans.
It just went back to New York to have more werewolf adventures.
Yeah,
And that was weird. They have
How I
giant
am around
robots.
friend group A and how I am around friend group B.
How about Finley? How about me?
I'm having a real hard time with this because I already kind of had a sad thing in mind anyway, and now
You're like, I can't do two sads.
Yeah, so I mean, I think during the fight itself, Finley didn't actually see too much action. I don't think the hospital was hit that bad. So I think mostly what they ended up doing was just working on evac and trying to carry people out as things were crumbling. But afterwards, I don't think they really knew what to do. It's very much a matter of like, they don't know how to be a person. I mean, people say this word at them and says that it means them, and people use they and them for them because someone told them that they were a man and they said they didn't know what that meant, and it's just rough for them. I don't think they ever really find a way to integrate. And as a result, I think that means they just sort of wander off one day, somewhere up in the far north, and who knows where they go after that.
Maybe one day when Marisol learns to be a person, she can go and say hi to Finley and see if they can talk again.
Yeah, maybe someday.
Maybe someday.
Oh, this game ended a lot. This game ended a lot sadder than I intended.
I love Follow. Follow is a great game.
Hell yeah. I definitely want to introduce this to a lot of my friends.
It's good. Because even when you think that things are going to go exactly how you plan, something
Like there were only
gets at
two.
it.
There were only two. There were only two red in that whole
There
bag.
were only 2 red in the whole bag. That's how it happened.
I have to assume that was my own fault. I voted red.
Yeah. Hey, that's how it happens. That's the game, baby.
You laid your feather down pillow on your bed, and now you have to lie and
Now you have to goose in it.
Get out of there. Why are you being like this tonight?
God.
Oh,
What a good game, What a good game. Thank
Oh,
you for
yeah.
inviting me. Thank you for having me
yes,
here.
thank you. Thank you very much for joining us, Fabi. I am sorry our schedules did not align better to have you on more,
Listen,
but
capitalism sucks, but I'm glad that I got to participate and tell stories for all of you because this was really beautiful and it makes me very happy. And y'all are wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. Likewise.
all right.
I
then
hope I can
think it
play
is-
games with y'all again in the future.
Same.
Absolutely.
I hope my life becomes more. My schedule becomes more amenable to doing stuff like this.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
hopefully.
hope so too.
All right, now let's close this out then. Well, before we cry too much. Nobody, where can people find you online?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Nobody Adams. It's Adams with 2 D's. I'm also here at All on the Table on the first Saturday of every month for the Artifacts of Romulus campaign, which is about a bunch of goobers who basically get drafted into doing the God's dirty work. Every other Monday, I'm over at Random Rhapsody, where we are playtesting the Sagas game about a bunch of goobers who get dropped into space and have no way home. And then I have 2 podcasts. Us Weirdos Have to Stick Together, which is about queer representation in cartoons, and The Axe Files, a 9 chapters a week reread of every single Animorphs book in order. The Patreon feed for The Axe Files is currently suspended because we had some technical difficulties, but we should be back up and running pretty much any day now. So, and finally, if you enjoyed today, boy howdy, I am providing some voice work. I have been cast in 3 video games. The only one of those which is currently available is titled Shiler Bad End, which, well, content warning for suicidal ideation and death, but, you know.
How do you spell that, babe?
That's Shiler, SHYLER, Bad End. You can find those at norbez.itch.io. That's NORBEZ.itch.io. And I'll be reprising the character in the upcoming Yancey versus the End of the World, a visual novel about someone figuring out their ace arrow in the midst of a zombie apocalypse.
Fabi, where can people find you?
Playing these games, honestly. Maybe I'll stream them. I wonder how a stream of me listening to a partner who I love deal with a lot of things that I deal with is going to make me feel. That seems fun. But you can find me, honestly, Eidolon is not at the end yet, but we are nearing the end. We have about, give or take, 20 more episodes before we're done with Eidolon Disco and Eidolon Ska. If you like stories of predetermined doom and kids falling in love and making bad decisions and good decisions and trying to figure out how to survive all of it, I think we do a good job. I would like to say we do a good job. So there's that. And you can find me on Twitter, Fabi_Garza, when everything I do ends up there in one way or another. And if you, for some reason, keep wanting to listen to me, Ultra Who Lumbo is on Patreon. Super Who Luck Joke Taken Too Far. 60 years of fiction and television, serialized television. We started in 63. We're up to 67. So it's only more like 4 years. But we have watched almost all of the First Doctor, almost all of Ultra Q, a bunch of Godzilla movies, Ultraman is next. Second Doctor is next, and much more. We have our first Columbo soon, and our first Kamen Rider. So Ultra Hulumbo, you can find the link to that also on my Twitter, Fabi_Garza.
Roxy?
Yeah, I, as usual, don't really have much of an online presence outside of this. I'm probably I might change that soon I'm working on some art stuff, and I want to get back into music soon. But for now,
Right.
I'll do my weekly media recommendation. I've been playing Front Mission for the Super Famicom. You can play it on PlayStation or DS or the Nintendo Switch. But it's like it is thematically relevant to today's session. It is a mecha strategy RPG, and it's got some the pairs wiggle, I'd say, a decent amount in the story and writing of that game. So if you want to ride the sad robot train, yeah.
All right, and Maple.
Hi, I am Maple. I can be found on a few podcasts, including actual plays, including this one, and the second Saturday of the month here on this very stream, where I play a goblin named Holly in the Secret to the Small Gods campaign in Pathfinder. I am also on Battle of the Blorbos, which is a podcast that most of us have been on. I am hoping to be able to join in for the peer review session, where I am weighing my odds if I want to defend Equius in a court of law.
You may or may not. I don't know which day I'm doing, so you may or may not be available yet. We don't know.
Go team! And yeah, I keep on encouraging myself to actually have stuff out there to write, but since I don't have anything like that outside of the podcasts, y'all ever play Barkley Shut Up and Jam? I almost had Shaq Fu with my second one.
Yeah.
I have the box.
Is it red?
No, it's black.
Okay.
It has red and yellow on it, but
Maple has left. There we go. Yeah. The three genders.
Yeah, Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, and Shaquille O'Neal.
All right, I am M Healy. You can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky at M of Healy, and you can find my podcast Battle of the Blorbos, where we rank the fictional characters by putting them through arbitrary challenges. And you can find that podcast on Twitter at Battle Blorbo Pod. No, I keep trying to add S's. There's no S's. Where I post weekly matchups from upcoming episodes. The current poll sitting right now is Rysand from A Court of Thorns and Roses versus Jughead from Archie Comics. Who can design the best Sonic OC?
I mean, Sonic was already an Archie character.
We cannot get into this. I've been. My wife has been reading a lot of Sonic Archie comics, and I've been suffering because I love her.
I need to know.
Really bad. It's really. So, what happens when you get artists who only draw 90s in / very early 2000s bad Marvel comics, and who only know how to draw Invisible Women showing tits and ass, and Spider-Man and muscles and stuff, to draw Sonic and Princess Sally? The answer is it's bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you want to learn more about this, my media recommendation is not those comics, but the awesome blog Thanks King Penders by Super Animal lesbian RPG developer Bobby. Just go look for the Tumblr Thanks Ken Penders. Ken Penders is a weird man and he's bad.
He took
You should go
Shady
look at that.
from us. Also worse, but like every time I see him, I think of her.
All right. I think with that, I think that's everything. So good night, everybody.
Bye.
Take care.